So, a small video just from the background, from the studio, how I edit with ffmpeg. And I do all my work in the terminal. And I tried some stuff with editing videos in graphical programs and so on. And then I found out I can work faster with ffmpeg directly. I made some videos, I think 2 or 3, about some stuff with ffmpeg, how to concatenate two videos and so on. And here I just show, for example, multiprocessing on multiple parts of a file. I have here one script created, for example, to overlay text in a video, and basically I use multiple ffmpeg-commands. I have here just a node file, workflow process video with ffmpeg, where I put all most important ffmpeg-commands in, and then I just copy it out and put it in the command line and execute it on some files. In some cases I do it manually, in some cases I create separate scripts to work faster. And yeah, so basically in this case, for example, I had recorded a long video over 15 minutes, and then I cut this in smaller parts, in this case 10 minutes, and this is why I have here, for example, this files. Ignore this stuff here. The parts are important, part 1 to 5, and this is the original parts. And then I have the next step with new file ending, where I added the speedup in the file name, because the first part was to speed up all the parts, because I speak a bit slow and it's better to speed up the file so it's easier to listen. So this is what I do first, and this is why I change the ending of the file. And then I do the next part is I create a text overlay, and this I do with this ffmpeg script which I created and show in a few seconds. And then I add also the text overlay dark box in the file name. So, and this is now what I have done a few minutes before, and this is the command here. And I explain this command later. I want to show just the script, and I want to show this file. And let's cd wf recorder, and then so workflow. So just an example, I have just noticed my steps, how to work. I have multiple different workflows. This was for GNOME recording, so record audio, record video, which is processed at the same times, but with a small delay. Because in GNOME Wayland I can record a video, but I have to record the audio separate. So, but I go not into the depths. Then here is just I cut the audio. I work only on the audio file, for example. In this case, I cut the video from the second 20 to the end and create a new audio out flag. So to make sure the audio is exactly starting when the video is also on the same timestamp. And then I can combine audio video, for example, ffmpeg-i, video mpv, and then -i audio flags, 2 input files, and then map 0v for video, and then map 1 audio. And then I use the -c video copy, and then shortest output. Okay, I go not into the details, just to show you what is possible with ffmpeg. Then I have the cut copy parts out command noticed here. ffmpeg-ss is the starting point. This is the beginning, and with point 4 you can go in the millisecond, but normally you only use the hours, minutes and seconds. And then this is also the starting point and the ending point from 2. and then I give the input file with -i, input video, and then I say -c, please use a copying mode for processing. The copy mode is extremely fast because it's not rendering the whole video. It's just directly copy and cut out, and it's done in a second. And then I have part 1. And this is the command what I use to split a big video in 5 parts, for example. Okay, and then this concatenate, I named this, is just at the end the command which I use to put all the parts together to one big video again. And here you give the input files, the first one, the second one, and then you put the third and the fourth one, and so on. And then you filter complex is here, and then you use this one. Concat equal n is 2, and this you have to change when it would be 3 parts or 4 parts. You have to change this. And then we have here video and audio is giving just, I think, no, I don't know the name of this case. The track. Yeah, that's it. Where I am here. Yeah, this is to say, okay, please use the first track of the video and audio. So then the schwa is just yes, execute this without asking any question about overwriting a file or so, and then the output file. Okay, so and this is my speedup command, for example. Yeah, here is ffmpeg again, the input file. Then vf is video filter, and then this is processing only the video part, and this is the exact option. ZPTS, the audio and video is processed different, and with the ZPTS 08 I speed up the video part. And -AF, a tempo 1.2 is speed up the audio part. So 1.2 means 20% more speed, I would say. And here it's the direct opposite. Here I have to give it in 0.8. Yeah. And this was a bit difficult. I have tried out multiple things how to get the exact number of this, so the audio and video is really aligned, and this is difficult, but I found out how to use this, and then I use exactly this one. And there's also a problem, I don't execute this for a long video, 50 minutes for example, because then I have a small delay between audio and video, and it's not aligned perfectly. And this is also why I split a big video into smaller parts, and then processing the speedup command on each part, because then I don't have the delay, and because this is not 100% perfectly. But when I do it on a 10-minute view, everything is fine. 15 minutes is also okay. But 40 minutes and 50 minutes, then I will notice the small delay, the small difference between audio and video. And so this is why. And at the end, overlay text is just noticed here because I have this in the script which I show. So just to show you, I use the mediainfo command for get information of a video file, and then I pipe it, for example, into the head command to only print out the head information of this, because word count list is showing how many lines is an output, and 62 lines is the whole output for the information of this file, for example. So this is why I pipe it always into head to get the main information, the file name, the format, and the file size and the duration of the file. This is what I need at the most. So, and then I can calculate in the terminal with the echo command and put it into the $ and double brackets, and then you can calculate multiplication. For example, 1 minute multiply with 60 seconds and then add 16 seconds. This is from this. So with this I just calculate the exact length, duration of a file in seconds only. And for example, here I have 10 minutes, and then you calculate, okay, I don't have to calculate this in the terminal in this case, but often I have a specific length of a video, 47 for example, and then seconds, and then I have exactly the whole seconds which I can use in the script then. Because I need the exact length of a video in seconds to process on it. So, and this is my script. It's just a working script. That's not perfect. It's not perfect documented. It's just, I know how to use it and it's okay. And in the first part here, I set the variables which I execute at the most in the main process. And this is very easy. So I can modify the variables on each video. For example, I can set the color here for the title, blue, red, light green, and then I just comment out what I don't want and change the setting very fast. Here's the box title color, and then I have the outro duration, and here I give the exact ending of a file, for example. And this is why I use the calculate command, which I showed before. And here I give the exact ending of the file, and normally I say here 580, just 20 seconds before the end. I want to insert a text, for example, okay? And then I have repeat a variable for repeating text overlay, for example, and then I have a variable for the video title where I type in my title, blah, 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 which I change most of the time. And then here is the output video name, and the input video name I just changed to use the variable 1 and variable 2. Before I had a fixed name for this. So I set the variables, and then I can execute the script on a video, for example. So I don't go in all the details, just to show you. Here's some stuff just to get information and preset some things. I think here is just executing when the box title is dark, use the auto text color in white, and when the box title color is white, use the auto text color in blue to automate some stuff, so I don't have to make changes all for each detail manually, and it's just fasten up the process. And here's the main ffmpeg command, and here we see this is just important in a script to not interpret the line break, the backspace. ffmpeg-i, I is the input name. I could have written this also a bit different. It's not important in this case. And then I have all the options here. And here's the video filter. And I don't execute some stuff on the audio filter in this case. I just do it on the video filter. And here we have the video title, for example. And here you see I use the variables which I set above. And then here's also the variable, and here I have another variable inserted, and here a variable, and here a variable, and so on, and here, and here, and here also. So because all the things I use multiple times, it's easier to use the variable, and then it's inserted automatically. And then I have, you see also here, so draw text is just the option to insert a text, and here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times draw text, and then for each one we have the font size, then the X position, the Y position, and then here you set the specific timestamp from which second to the ending of the overlay of the text. So from second 0 to second 19 in this case. And here in this case I use, for example, the variable to give the ending of the file, for example. And this is how I can do it very simple. In some cases, I just adjust the position where it is put on the top or on the bottom, left, right, and so on. And I adjust this most of the time only a few pixels, because sometimes I have in the video a terminal or a text and so on, and so I adjust this in some cases. But basically it's very similar all the time. Also here I adjust this from 990 to 970 and so on. And here then I have here, for example, also inserted some text which I just changed in some cases from video to video. Thanks for commenting, and thumb up, and I just change the text from video to video, whatever comes in my mind, to have some changes. But basically, thanks for watching and so on. This is what I use all the time, and I don't change this. Maybe in the future I make some changes. So this is the script, and then let's go here. You see, I explained this is the first step, the original parts, then this is speed up parts in the speed up, what I showed how to speed up a video and audio, and then this is the text overlay. So let's go into the for loop here. In my workflow, in many cases in the terminal, I use the touch command to create a timestamp file, just to know exactly on which time was the beginning of the process, and then I use the touch command to create a timestamp file to see exactly when the finishing was. Here you see start batch processing text overlay, finish batch processing text overlay, and then I see exactly 1725, 1729. It's not important always, because you see also the first part is here's a timestamp and here's the last part is this timestamp, but I have this in other workflow stuff, and it's often very helpful to have the timestamp file to know exactly when was the beginning and when was the ending. For example, you only use one part and then you don't know when was the beginning. I like to see how long a process is running when I go away and do other stuff. You also can use the time command when you only execute one process, but when you execute multiple processes, then the time command is not helpful, and this is why I use the timestamp files. So then here's the for loop, basically. For, do, done are the basic parts of the for loop, and then the I is the variable, and then I give a list of files here. So the for loop is processing on the whole list of files which I give here, and I use the ls command. So within these two quotes, this is executed before the main command, and then I give with the ls command. Important is here in scripts and in commands, I use always the ls option -- color equal no, because when you have colorful output in a script, you get errors and trouble. This is important, and then I just give the file name from the basic file, from this here, and then you see I inserted the question mark here. The question mark is the substitution for one character, terminal, in the shell, and so in this case I grab all the parts from 1 to 5. I also could do it with cornered brackets 1 to 5, then I also would grab all the parts from 1 to 5. If I have 12 parts, then you could also use the asterisk. Asterisk is grabbing then multiple characters, but in this case I use a question mark because I don't want multiple, I just want one character. So then between the do and the done, all the comments between the do and done are executed on each file on the list you give here. And then you use the variable I the variable I will be the current processed file name from this list here. And then I execute the dot slash. Dot slash means the in the current directory. Dot slash would be the the parent directory. Dot slash, and then I give the script name from this script. So I execute this script on all the files, and then add the file ending here. So this is the script. Then we give to the script, I give two arguments. This is the input file and the output file name, and the variable I. Important are the curly brackets here in a variable to make sure also spaces and so on are correctly substituted. And so I give the variable I, so the current process file name, to the script, and then I execute again with the executing quotes here. Execute this before, and then I give the output file name. And so I use the base name command. Base name command is putting out the base name of a file. So it's cutting off the path of the file name. And when you use the -s option, then it's also cutting off the file ending. And here I give .mkv, so I cut also the .mkv ending off. And then I give the base command also the variable I, the current processed file name. And then I add the underscore and then textoverlay.mkv. This is the new file ending. This is what I give to my script. And then my script is working on this and creates this new file. Then after each processing of each file name, I execute a timestamp file as well. The milestone, I name it milestone, so I can see directly in the whole process, is part 1 finished, is part 2 finished, and so on. I see this exactly to don't go in between. But when I see part 1 is finished and it's already working on the other parts, I can open the part 1 and just check the result. So then I have just a sleep command inserted to have a small delay of 7 seconds for the CPU, just a small pause. And then done is the ending of the for loop. So and at the end I execute again a touch command, create a timestamp file with a finish. And then I see exactly, okay, start and finished. And when the finished timestamp file is existing here, I know exactly, okay, the whole process is finished. So this is what I like. Okay, just to show you some insights. Maybe this was interesting. This is the top command. Colorful with capital Z. You can enable colors with the top command. And yeah, I think from time to time I will do some background stuff, videos for those who are interested. And also I will make in the future videos with webcam and with real camera with my face and talk about some stuff. We will see, but mainly I want to give information and knowledge about Debian and Linux. So stay tuned and have fun. Never stop learning. I also started very, very small and learned more and more and more. And you grow with each step, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing.